All right, let's talk a little bit about this Phoebe Bridgers situation, which honestly should not be a fucking situation. Now, look, Phoebe Bridgers, she had been scheduled for quite a while now to perform on SNL, and a lot of people were psyched about that. I personally thought that that would end up being a pretty cool thing. I ended up missing the episode because I was just very tired after a long week of work, and I figured that I would just watch it over later, or I would just catch highlights on social media. And I almost wish that I had seen the episode myself for the first time, because like the responses specifically to this bit of video that I'm going to show over here are so excruciatingly stupid. And you guys, if you were watching during the Sound Opinions interview, you know that they're talking about the moment, or I'm talking about the moment at which she smashed her guitar during, I believe, the performance of her second track on the, the second performance on SNL. I'm going to play this a little bit. There's not going to be any sound or anything, not that you really need it. But yeah, she's smashing the guitar. Boom, boom, boom. She's hitting it on a monitor. Now, this is cut a little bit late, because the first two hits she does on the monitor, the first three hits, she hits it, and then she hits it again, and there's a big smoking spark coming out of the monitor, which, like, that never fucking happens with audio monitors, just smashing it with a guitar. And, then it sparks again. So it's clear there's, like, some pyrotechnics involved, just to make it seem, like, bigger and crazier and everything, which isn't a bad thing. It's SNL. They're really trying to play it up. It's all for show. She's breaking the guitar, busting the guitar. If there's anything, remotely worth comment about this, outside of the fact that it's kind of entertaining, is that, she's having a rough go of it, but she's really giving it her all, which is certainly admirable. But there's been a lot of responses to this. And look, I thought generally there'd be a lot of takes like, what? She can't even break a guitar. And, certainly there's a bit of that. But even more so, I was seeing takes like this dude, Brooklyn Dad Defiant, saying, why did this woman, Phoebe Bridgers, destroy her guitar on SNL? I mean, I didn't care much for the song either, but that seemed extra. Sorry, I missed the cue. Sorry. But like, Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? Like, this is the first time anybody's ever broken a fucking guitar, like, in the history. It's fucking rock music, bitch. Like, I'm sorry. I have to scroll down here and give myself maybe a little bit of clout. Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I'm just short. Like, do you see this over here? This dumb fucking tweet has 8.7 thousand likes. And here's my response. Where some of y'all must see concerts, and it's a picture of Weenie Hut Juniors. And I got 8.6K, just barely got the ratio, just almost got the, I'm so close to ratio right now. I'm so close to ratio status. I'm so close to a ratio. I saw this early. It was like sitting at like 8.4K. So it's going up there. It's going up there. We're close to a solid, Nick, thank you. We're close to a solid ass ratio on this doo-doo ass tweet. But anyway, it's like, this is not even sort of like a unique take, because there are so many others under here where, it's an unjustifiably awkward display of white privilege. Like, okay, what about like literally every musician of color that's ever broken an instrument or lit an instrument on fire or done anything crazy or destructive in the name of performance art, of which there's been plenty? I feel like it's a display of white privilege to not fucking know any of who those people are and be able to parade yourself around like a dumbass on Twitter. I think that's a display of white privilege personally. Was Phoebe Bridgers hitting her guitar against a cushion? It cannot be that hard to break a guitar after hitting it 15 times. I feel embarrassed for her. After watching it, O'Connor was on SNL long before I was born, and the stunt of her tearing up the Pope's picture was so inappropriate and infamous. I know all about it. But that was also cool, though. When O'Connor ripped up the Pope's picture, that was like such a supremely based fucking political statement that she became a pariah for quite a long time. And yeah, I think it's one of the ballsiest moves in pop music history, frankly, for her to have done that and made the enemies that she did the day that she did it. I feel like, you know, you could do that today and it wouldn't catch you as much flack. You'd get flack, but you wouldn't be roundly rejected in the media sphere for doing it. And, you know, again, O'Connor was like totally in the right for doing that shit. You know, honestly, like, as much as people may be sort of disgusted by it at first, let me guarantee you, if you're doing anything where you're punching up, historically speaking, you will most likely end up looking like you did the right thing 90% of the time. As long as you're punching the fuck up, in the end, you're going to look like you made the right choice. There was another that was mind-blowing here. And there's also just like weirdly dismissive comments. While I was looking for any discernible talent. Thank you, Limbo Trace. While I was looking for any discernible talent with the first song, the second was even worse. The child could barely swing the guitar. The high schoolers were just giddy to be on TV. Did Lauren owe her daddy a favor? I mean, look, I don't know what space of privilege Phoebe Bridgers comes from. It may be some privilege. I really don't know. But to assume that she's only in the space that she's in because of her dad, I think is a pretty awful and sexist. I mean, there are lots of people who I think start off, and, you know, I see them personally, from a relative level of economic privilege in the music industry. They have maybe some connections, they've got some money, they have the ability to blow some cash on an expensive studio. But, you know, at the end of the day, their songs suck. Their songs are fucking trash. Their songs are garbage, or they don't really have a look. They don't have an appeal of any sort, any kind, and they totally flop as a result of it. You know, we saw this ad nauseum when Billie Eilish was popping off. Just everyone was so convinced, she has to be an industry plant. It can't be because people like her music. Like, it's just so fucking boring. Let's see. Pete Townsend and Jimi Hendrix say hi. Thank you, good sir. Very, very based. Very, very based of Mary Lee to bring that shit the fuck up. Because I'm just blown away by all the fucking boomers in these tweets. Like, you guys grew up with The Who. You guys grew up with Jimi Hendrix. And not only that, but you may not have paid attention or listened to it or cared about it. But, like, punk music also happened while you were the fuck alive through the 80s and through the 70s. And also, you know, Nirvana happened in the 90s. Like, none of this is new territory. Like, I mean, in the grander scheme of things, that was one of the more tame guitar busts on broadcast television. For us to be in a place where, again, people are like, oh, she broke a $100 guitar. I can't, like, I know Phoebe Bridgers is probably doing her shit on a budget. I can't, you know, I can't believe that she like busted up like a $3,000 guitar or anything. It was probably a cheap guitar and she had fun doing it. And look, at the end of the day, like, the guitar industry is hurting. You know, if a broken guitar probably means somebody's got to purchase another guitar. So, you know, if anything, the guitar industry needs you to be breaking and buying more guitars, because a guitar stationary and unbroken, you know, they can't make any money off of that. If you break that guitar, you've got to go buy another guitar. So, you know, keep the guitar industry afloat is what I say. Yeah, there's Jimmy lighting the guitar blaze, lighting it the fuck up. I thought it sucked, but that's just my opinion. And oh yes, Mara Wilson, Matilda from Half Court. But I'm following her, but I didn't know she popped up in here. Matilda from Half Court with the 3-pointer. December 14th, 1979, The Clash, London Calling, bitch. Smashing a bass guitar on the cover. That's one of the most classic covers of all time, motherfucker. Matilda with the assist. Matilda from Half Court. Have you guys seen Matilda? Am I too much of a boomer right now with this movie reference? Is that too old of a movie reference for you guys? This person's a child actor, or was a child actor, and I hope I'm not blowing up her shit right now, but apparently she's a dude. We've seen it. Okay. Yeah. Of course we've seen it. I look, I didn't know how relevant it is. Okay. I don't know how relevant it is with Zoomers, if anybody's a Zoomer watching. But apparently she's like cousins with Ben Shapiro. She's cousins with the Shapiro family. So it's kind of cringe, though not her fault. It's, you know, sometimes we're born with cringe. Yeah. I think we're all born with an inherent amount of cringe. You know, there's a certain level of cringe that we're all born with that we cannot shed. And maybe that cringe is, you know, we talk or act or are a certain way. We're cousins with Ben Shapiro. You know, it is what it is. You know, there's only so much that you can do about your cringe of fate, your biological cringe. But yeah, there's really no shortage of musicians breaking their fucking instruments throughout the history of music. And to act as if what Phoebe Bridgers is doing is uniquely offensive is dumb, and simultaneously to act as if it's in especially bad taste because, oh, it's a pandemic and bad things are happening and the Republicans did an insurrection and da 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 da. Like, there's been bad shit happening since the start of humankind. You think the world wasn't shit to some degree when Jimi Hendrix lit his guitar the fuck on fire? The world's always shit in some fucking way. You know, like, think back to all of the like cultural and racial struggles that were probably going on at the time that Jimi Hendrix lit his guitar the fuck on fire, which we're still not past. So, you know, are you going to look at that picture of Jimmy and say like, ugh, in such bad taste, this is going on, this is going on. Meanwhile, you know, you're watching a sketch show. Ugh, sketches during a pandemic, jokes during a pandemic. Meanwhile, you're dicking around on Twitter like an idiot. Ugh, tweeting during a pandemic. I don't know. Just delete System 32. That's all I have to say. Delete System 32. All right. Let's move on from here. We're done. And hopefully Miss Bridgers breaks even more guitars in her lifetime. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much for watching this clip on TND Streams. To see more, subscribe to the channel and also click on the video link next to my head. Also, make sure to check out our other YouTube channels linked down below to see everything else we do week to week. And yeah, that's it. Anthony Fantano, forever.